So recently, I've seen a lot of talk around Austin Theory. He just seems to have been a hot topic over the last few months, and it feels like the general consensus is Austin Theory is being underutilized. But is he really? We've already seen what an Austin Theory push looks like. Sure, it was under Vince McMahon, but regardless, we still got a glimpse at what WWE sees in him. And honestly, I'm not sure how different things would look if he were pushed again today. Now, that's not to say Theory shouldn't get another shot. He's a talented guy with a ton of potential, and I could absolutely see him breaking out at some point. But right now, I'm just not sure. In the midst of this Austin Theory debate that's been going on, I can't help but ask one question. What about Grayson Waller?
Oh, and by the way, Beaner Bronco Buster?
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Improv.
That was wonderful.
Grayson Waller has officially been on the main roster for almost 2 years. That's insane because I honestly can't remember anything notable that he's done. Before he became a permanent tag team with Austin Theory, WWE mostly used him as a talk show host. This got him on screen with huge stars like AJ Styles and Edge, which seemed like a big deal, but it never really led to anything. These cool moments didn't lead to feuds when they easily could have, and for the most part, I think it's safe to say that WWE really dropped the ball on Waller's initial call-up. Regardless, after a few months, Grayson Waller was fluttering, and WWE decided to have him team up with another directionless talent, Austin Theory. At the time, I thought this team would be awesome. The pairing of Waller and Theory just made so much sense, and it really felt like both men could really benefit from a partnership. But like most things in WWE, it just hasn't lived up to the hype. Sure, they've won some tag titles, but there's just zero substance. It feels like we've been in this will they, won't they state for forever, and I think most people are ready to move on. Anyways, I say all that to say, what about Grayson Waller? When Theory and Waller eventually break up and both men go their separate ways, I don't want people to forget about Waller, because even though Austin Theory seems to be the more popular half of the tag team, in my opinion, Grayson Waller has a lot more immediate potential. I mean, I already said it. Waller came up from NXT and immediately was put into the ring with big stars, and he fit right in. Unlike a lot of people who get called up from NXT and need to go through this sort of getting used to the main roster phase, Grayson Waller did not. His character does not need any work or any tweaking. He is ready to be a midcard to upper midcard talent right away, and he's been that way since day one. I could 100% see Grayson Waller mixing it up in the US title scene against guys like Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and LA Knight. But I could also see Waller taking that next step up the card and facing guys like Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Drew McIntyre. Tell me if I'm tripping, but not only do I think Waller could fit right into that role, I think WWE needs someone like him. WWE needs someone who can be an entertaining heel that won't get hurt from taking losses. Right now, everyone in the main event scene, they're treated like royalty, and that's not entirely a bad thing. For one, it makes everyone feel like a really big deal, but it becomes a bad thing when you need people to start taking losses. I mean, how many times can Finn Balor be pinned? I say that as a joke, but it's kinda true. We just saw Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor on Raw, and don't get me wrong, it was a fun match, but it just felt like something we've already seen 100 times. Grayson Waller could easily fill that role. You know, I think this is a big misconception when people make videos like this. People see a video saying a certain wrestler deserves better, but something gets lost in translation, and I want to be perfectly clear. I'm not saying push Grayson Waller to the moon and put a world title on him. All I'm saying is, I don't know, why can't we see Grayson Waller versus CM Punk? Does that make sense? I just feel like there's a big gap between the main event talent and everyone else, and WWE could start to fill that gap with a guy like Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller can really just do it all. He's genuinely unlikable, and I mean that in a good way. You know, it really is a special talent. He's good on the mic, he can cut a pretty decent promo, and he's a fine wrestler, You know, he's nothing special in the ring, but with the right partner, he has proven that he can have a really good match. Now, with all that being said, I do have one criticism of Grayson Waller. The shorts. God, I absolutely hate the boxing trunks. They just look completely ridiculous to me. But maybe that's not a bad thing. You know, I talked about how naturally hateable he is, and maybe these shorts are all a part of that character. If that's true, that really is a big brain play from Grayson Waller. Anyways, like I said at the beginning, I've seen a lot of people talking about Austin Theory recently, and it just had me wondering about Grayson Waller. You know, he's a guy that I honestly never really see anyone talk about, so please, I'd love to know your guys' opinion. Let me know.
Claws and these fangs, man. And you're looking at your claws and you're looking at your fangs and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know how to kill the bunny. With this, you don't know how to kill the bunny. Do you know what I mean?